Hi there, it's Amy with Momentum Physical Therapy, and happy Wednesday, January 30th. And I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit today about changing habits, long-lasting, sustainable change, and in relation to New Year's resolutions. So the beginning of the year, many of us set New Year's resolutions. We have grand intentions of making big, wonderful, dramatic shifts in our lives. And oftentimes by several weeks into the new year, sometimes by January 30th, those resolutions have been abandoned. So what we'll be talking about today is ways or strategies to make those changes be more sustainable and how to break them down into smaller parts to create this long-lasting change that you aren't necessarily abandoning a few weeks into the new year. So one thing to think about is breaking down that goal or that habit change into smaller components. So if your goal is to say, for instance, run a marathon or lose a certain amount of weight, as opposed to that just being the goal, breaking that down into smaller parts. So say, for instance, if the goal is to run a marathon, starting with, if you haven't been moving at all or walking or running at all, starting with walking 15 or 20 minutes a day. So the small shift that's going to be more sustainable and you're less likely to run into injury or difficulty than saying, I'm going to start out and run 3 miles 4 days a week and then just build from there. Start smaller, something you can do daily that's going to start building that foundation. Similar to say if you are wanting to lose a certain amount of weight, as opposed to saying, okay, I am changing this entire eating plan and this is my new workout plan. Starting with something simple, starting with, say, for instance, drinking the recommended amount of water a day. So something that you can more easily fit into your daily routine, that's attainable, that's measurable, that you can do day after day. Do that for a week or two, then make the next shift. Maybe the next shift is adding vegetables into every meal. So you're slowly making those habit changes in a way that can be put into your daily life that's not going to cause this huge interruption to your, that's the word I was looking for, interruption to your daily life. It's something you're just adding in, and those small positive changes done frequently tend to snowball, and you're creating other positive changes, and that momentum just continues. So breaking down the goal into smaller chunks. Another great thing to do is tracking those small things that you're doing, whether that's in a journal, on a piece of paper. There's an app called Productive, I believe is the name of it. I'll put a link to it below, which is really helpful. It's one that I use when trying to integrate new habits into my daily routine, that you can just mark it down. You can list what specific habits you want to add. You can even set reminders for certain times of day. So say, for instance, you want to set a reminder to go for a 15-minute walk at lunch, or get up midday and do some stretching. You can set a timer and it will send you an alert, and you can integrate it right there. And I think there's a lot of benefit to looking back at the times you've marked that off, either in the journal or using an app, to see the progress that you've made and all of the small habits and small shifts that you've been making to continue that momentum to making those bigger changes and achieving those bigger goals. So that's my thought on creating long-term shifts and changes in your routine and working towards a larger goal, maybe a New Year's resolution. Go ahead and if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and put them below. Hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday, and we'll talk to you soon.